We're wrapping up a week-long internship stint with one of our CRA Academy students, Tamika. Welcome, Tamika.
Thank you, Dan.
Fun fact, Tamika and I both went to the University of Arizona.
Wildcats, baby.
That's right. So, what did you learn so far about the differences between the two?
A big issue may be something that should have been done. For example, if the ICFs are not updated, or if the patient or subject is not using, didn't sign the most updated version, that may be deviated from the protocol if the protocol requires that, or if the site is not adhering to the latest protocol amendment.
Hey Tammy, how's it going?
I'm doing good, Dan. How about yourself?
Good. So for everyone listening right now, this is Tammy. She actually is a CRA Academy graduate, and she got a position as a CTA, right? What does the CTA stand for, Tammy?
Clinical Trial Associate.
Okay, and for those who watch the videos, you'll see right now on the screen a video interview I did with Tammy when she was interning at one of my sites in Irvine. How long ago was that, Tammy?
That was that was early April, like late last week of March to April. Yeah, a few months ago.
Wow, time flies, right?
Yes. Yes.
So since then you got a job, and why don't you tell people, the process? So you graduated from the academy, you did the internship with us, you came out to California for a week, and then, we encourage you to go out and apply for other positions, right? Like not necessarily CRA. Everybody wants to apply for CRA, but I tell them, that's great, but you have a much higher chance of getting started if you do something like trial master file, CTA, like you've done, study coordinator. So what was the process like after you finished the academy?
After that, I remember you had pointed me in a few directions for a recruiter that was here in Tucson that does clinical. Here in Phoenix that does clinical recruiting, and they know the industry and they know what they're looking for. They know what companies are looking for, and he's kind of tell me the same thing. Like, you may not start out as a CRA, because when you say that you're CRA, there's so much that they're expecting of you. They're expecting that you should know what you're doing. So and then I just looked around. I had a few interviews, and then I got one. There's another recruiter from in Illinois area, and even though the time difference, she still reached out to me a few times, and she told me the same thing. Every state has their different hotbeds, different regions. In the West Coast, in the Arizona area, not as much, but here's the opportunity as a CTA. And then you have some opportunity as an associate clinical research assistant, which is kind of similar as well. The CTA and the CRA is similar, but you still help out the CRA. So you're still gaining knowledge on that process, on that part, and you're still, grasping, and you're still in the learning stage, because every company is different. This is my first company, and it's a big experience for me. It's overwhelming at first because there's so much information, a lot of acronyms, and after a while you just get lost. But if this is what you want, you're going to work hard on it, and your work ethics is a big thing. It plays a big part.
Right. So it's important, I think, for students to understand that Tammy, you're really passionate about this. I learned that about you when you came over for the internship, but you almost need a lot of passion, because you had to apply to several different positions to get this particular job, right? How many interviews did you have before you got this one?
I would say about five, or probably about 4 or 5. After a while, I did. To be honest with you, Dan, I did feel discouraged after a while. And then I remember you would send me a message on LinkedIn like, hey, how you doing? And the ACRP, Associates of Clinical Research and Professionals, I used to go to their meetings. Like, I would take the day off or the extra time off from work and go to their meetings and still listen to the terminology, listen to people. And I've met recruiters there and people, or coordinators there, and they talk about opportunities. Different people talk about opportunities at their jobs. So that is a way way to kind of gain networking. And networking, I know about networking, but I didn't think how networking would be helpful. And then I went there one time and I saw the same recruiter that you introduced me to, and he was shocked to see me because he said to me, I always tell people to go, but they never go. And he was shocked to see me there at the meeting. And then I had an interview that time for another company. And he's like, Tammy, you should get up and tell everyone that you have an interview. And I was like, I don't feel like I should do that. And everyone was excited because it's a new person coming into the industry. And they're like, where you going? What you going to be doing? What you think you're going to be doing? I mean, even though I didn't get that job, the interview was important because it kind of lets me know what I need to talk about, what I need to say, what's going to be asked of me, you know?
So that's why the passion is important, because when you felt like giving up, and Tammy's one of the most passionate students I can remember, and so and she almost got discouraged. In fact, she did get discouraged for a while, but then she got back into it. This is why I say you got to be passionate about this, and don't bite more than you can chew. Like, there's some people who have zero experience and they start applying for CRA 2 positions and like project manager positions, and you're way in over your head. You need to do it the way Tammy did, right? And she has a little bit of an extra advantage because she's on the West Coast and there's more of a demand out there, and we knew that going into it, but it still doesn't mean it's easy, right? It's still not easy.
It's a 360 for me because I'm coming from, my background is science, but then I went to, my last job was more in the finance industry. So when I introduced myself and they say, where are you coming from? I'm like, big financial company. And they're like, really? I said, my background is science. And once I start talking, they're like, oh, okay, I get it. Some people have to start somewhere.
That's right. Well, Tammy, the plan for you going forward is, just keep climbing up keep gaining experience. I just interviewed actually a former student, Kalade, and he interned at a site in Atlanta, and he did so good on the regulatory binder that the sponsor recommended the site hire him. Like, you have to really make an impression on people. So I know you can do it. I know you will do it, and just congratulations on getting your start in the industry.
Thank you, Dan. And I mean, I'm thankful for the opportunity in Irvine. I'm thankful, for getting you introduced me to ETMF, which I didn't know much about. Which when we did when we did the homework with Bioclinica, that ETMF kind of, and then now they're training us on that because they're giving me, I'm grasping information. I'm like, I want to learn and I'm eager to learn. And when I talk about it, they're like, oh, this is what you want to do? I said, yes. And I want to know a little bit about it. So, and I have people who have been there. They're like, how do you know about this? And I'm like, the CRA class that I did, he gave us a little bit of everything. At first it was so much information, I didn't know what to do. But then when I have the time, I go on the FDA website, I read through all of their things. I learn about EDC. I learn about, what different criteria are, and it does come back. So at first, if this is something that you really want, it's a career move, and there's so many parts to go from it. There's regulatory, there's, TMF, trial master file. You could be specialized in that because that's a big thing. Everybody going electronic now,
That's right. Yeah.
If you even know about a little bit about data management, I did a little bit about, biostats and stuff like that. And everybody plays a vital part. So, if this is something that a lot of people are passionate about, you may have to come out of your comfort zone. I'm out of my comfort zone by everyone at work would be like, you travel? I'm like, this is something I want to experience. I'm trying to go get it, and it's a sacrifice. So 10 years from now, I could say, this is the path I choose. Everybody's path is different, and this is where I want to get to.
Absolutely. And once you're in, I tell everybody this. Look, our job at the CRA Academy is to take people with zero experience and get their foot in the door. But then it's up to you to kick that door open, right? And just create your own opportunities. So that's what I feel like if we're able to do that, I'm happy. I love to hear success stories like this. You've only been in your position for 3 months, but I guarantee you by this time next year, you're going to be in a different kind of position, maybe with the same company, and you're just going to keep climbing up, building your experience, and it's going to be good ROI, return on your investment. I guarantee you, Tammy.
Yeah, and then thanks for your help because you have been a motivator to me. I didn't even know we had backgrounds, way from where we didn't even know of, coming from the same alma mater, but you still encouraged me, and I'm thankful for that because you don't really get that a lot. And when people do that, it shows that you not only just trying us to get to go to the academy, but you do care about if this is what we're wanting to do. So thank you for your help. Thanks for even having out there, even call on me every now and then, just check up on me. I really appreciate that. Really do.
Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it as well, and I thank you for coming.
And thanks to Chris, I haven't forgotten him. Thank you. I haven't forgotten him.
I'll let him know. He doesn't listen to these, but I'll make sure he listens to this one because he does.
Yes, thank you guys for the help. It is an experience. At first, I was like, a binder, I don't know what to look for, but now I know what to look for.
Yeah, it kind of starts all coming together like on Friday, on the last day. Like when students come on Monday, they're like, don't know what's going on. By Friday, it should all kind of make sense. And then exactly what I told you, go interview now while this stuff is fresh in your head. Right?
Yes.
So that's good. And of course, it's very nice that we're from the same school, University of Arizona. So Tammy, we will certainly be in touch. We're going to continue networking. Good job out there. Keep it up. And you're on the right track.
Thank you. You have a good one, Dan.
You too, Tammy. Thank you. And thank you everyone else for listening. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.